My name is Judy. I've been married to my husband, Dennis, for 15 years. My life has been overwhelmingly busy and incredibly stressful. This is all because of my selfish mother-in-law, my opportunistic sister-in-law, and my useless husband who never cared about our family. The root of the problem started with my father-in-law opening a tax accounting office at the in-laws' house. My mother-in-law noticed my background, saying,
"Having a level 2 bookkeeping qualification is just perfect."
And that's when my luck ran out, and I was forced into living with them.
Since you're at home anyway, you can handle the housework, right?
She said so, and began to pile on daily chores like cleaning and cooking, in addition to assisting with my father-in-law's office work. She always looked for an opportunity to go shopping or dine out whenever she had free time. She had a personality of favoritism towards those who she liked, and her favorite was my brother-in-law's wife, Nicole. My brother-in-law and his wife, who live about an hour away by train, have kids, and whenever they have time off, they all come over. Technically, they do give my mother-in-law a heads up before visiting.
"Leave the kids to me."
She says this with such confidence. Nicole also takes advantage of my mother-in-law's words.
"Okay then, we'll come over tomorrow."
It's such a carefree response, not considering our plans even a bit. And true to my mother-in-law's take-it-easy words, Nicole wouldn't lift a finger to help with the kids, leaving everything to me. She seems quite pleased with herself about it. We have one daughter, while they have 3 boys. They eat a lot, so cooking for them is quite a task.
"Are you planning to put me to work on my precious day off?"
When I asked Nicole for help with meal preparations, she would get upset. I have other work besides housework, and I don't have enough time. If I insisted, my mother-in-law would step in.
Are you looking down on Nicole because she's a housewife? Let her relax at least while she's here. You're really being mean.
Exactly. Being a housewife is so tough. You're so thoughtful and kind. I just love you.
Nicole would then smile at my mother-in-law and take her arm affectionately. Every time I remembered her smug face as she walked away, my anger boiled inside me. And just when I felt like I was going bald from the stress, my husband added insult to injury. When I complained about my mother-in-law and Nicole's behavior, my husband responded with,
"Housework is your job, isn't it? You always end up doing it alone even though you say you're busy, so why do you ask for help? You're just trying to push your responsibilities onto them, aren't you?"
Well, that's the kind of response I got. Why do I have to take care of their family too?
If that's a wife's job, then there's nothing you can do about it. If you don't like it, do you want a divorce? You, who don't have any significant qualifications, can you even get a divorce?
He knew I couldn't, and he smirked. My husband, whom I thought I married for love, became increasingly cold towards me as our honeymoon phase passed. Perhaps he didn't like that I prioritized my job over him, or that my father-in-law had high expectations of me. That jealous jerk. While screaming this internally, I remained silent without arguing back.
"Hey, I'm busy studying for exams."
He casually ended the conversation. My husband seems to want to take over the tax accounting firm, but he keeps failing the exams. You don't have any significant qualifications either. I wanted to shout this out, but in these tough job market times, leaving home with just a level 2 bookkeeping qualification is scary. I told myself that it's not the right time yet. Among the enemies in my in-laws' house, my father-in-law was the only one in a neutral position. He may be a useless guy who doesn't care about household matters and leaves everything to my mother-in-law's control, but on the other hand, he's someone worthy of respect as a professional. Unlike my mother-in-law and husband, who dump everything on me, he takes the time to teach me his work thoroughly and even suggested I become a tax accountant. Having a goal makes it surprisingly easier to overcome hardships. The future goal my father-in-law gave me became my anchor. I studied diligently in between busy schedules, passing each subject one by one. The joy I felt when I finally passed all the subjects is unforgettable. With practical experience under my belt, I got registered as a tax accountant, and both in name and reality, I became a member supporting my father-in-law's firm. It seemed that my husband didn't appreciate me starting to work as a tax accountant. He became openly cold towards me. When I tried to offer words of encouragement while he was studying for his exams, he snapped,
"Are you looking down on me? You're such an unsympathetic woman."
He'd also bring up my brother-in-law and saying,
"He's lucky, isn't he? Nicole is beautiful. Why did I end up marrying someone like you? We only have one daughter. Even my mother doesn't like you. You're the worst wife."
He would belittle me like this. My mother-in-law continued to dote on Nicole, favoring her children over mine. Nicole took advantage of this, acting selfishly and even once leaving her kids with us to go on a trip with my brother-in-law.
Nicole is such a good girl. She even thinks of us and brings back souvenirs when we can't go on trips. And compared to her, you always have a sour face and act all high and mighty just because you became a tax accountant. Honestly, you're such a terrible daughter-in-law.
I had grown accustomed to my mother-in-law's snide remarks, and I honestly found myself torn. I had prepared divorce papers, fully intending to divorce once I became a tax accountant, but when it came down to it, I didn't know when the right time would be. I had thought that obtaining the qualification would mean I could leave at any moment, but I also found enjoyment in working with my father-in-law, which made me hesitate to leave. My indecisiveness was finally pushed aside by my mother-in-law's hospitalization. It happened right before the summer vacation, when she fell down the stairs and broke her leg. While in the hospital, my mother-in-law suddenly remembered something.
Nicole and her kids will come over, so make sure to take care of them.
What? How shameless can she be to come over when my mother-in-law isn't even there? I was speechless, but there was no point in complaining to my mother-in-law. When I got home, I contacted Nicole directly. Over the phone, Nicole was cheerful.
Please take care of my kids again this summer.
However, when I told her that she should reconsider since my mother-in-law was hospitalized, she quickly changed her tone and mocked me.
What? We already have made plans. There's no way we can cancel now. Are you too stupid to understand that?
That's my line. Every year, you never consider how inconvenient it is for others. Enough is enough. I have work to do. I'm busy. And you want to leave your kids and go on a long trip with your husband? Don't be ridiculous. Do not come over. I talked back to her, leaving Nicole silent for a moment.
How dare you talk to me like that? You're hated by our mother-in-law anyway. I'm going to tell on you.
She then hung up abruptly. It seems she quickly tattled to my mother-in-law, who then told my husband. He called me over immediately.
"I heard you told Nicole not to come over. You're absolutely the worst. I'm really disappointed in you this time. You're so heartless. We're getting a divorce.
Who's really the worst one here? When I thought that, something inside me snapped. Yes, this is the day I've been waiting for. The day I can make a decision. All right. I'll divorce you. I calmly replied as I handed him the divorce papers I had prepared.
Ha.
He seemed taken aback, perhaps surprised by how well prepared I was. Please fill it out. My words seemed to snap him out of his daze, and perhaps fueled by anger at my lack of hesitation, he hastily filled out the form.
Even if you cry and apologize, I won't cancel the divorce.
Having got the divorce papers, I ignored him and headed to my father-in-law's place. When I explained the situation to him, my father-in-law simply said,
I'm sorry for everything.
He never once defended me, but strangely, I didn't feel any resentment towards him.
All I can do is wish you well on your new journey.
Perhaps my father-in-law felt indebted to me. Since my husband refused to engage in any discussion about the divorce, my father-in-law took charge of handling child support and property matters. Finally, my life settled down, and before I knew it, 6 months had passed. One day, while I was busy with the opening of my own private practice, I received a message from my ex-husband informing me that my former father-in-law had collapsed and been hospitalized. The diagnosis was terminal cancer. Rushing to the hospital, I found my ex-husband, ex-mother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law, and his wife in the hospital room. As soon as my ex-mother-in-law saw me, she greeted me with a smile.
Oh, Judy, you look well. That's good to see. My husband is in such a state, and there's also the matter of the office. Instead of quarreling forever, why don't you come back?
I'm not a monster either. If you apologize, I'll forgive you. So come back.
My ex-husband chimed in with a sickeningly sweet tone. No, thank you. I'm just here to visit today. I firmly declined. But it seems they couldn't bear that.
You're so cold even when both of them are asking. We should stop relying on someone like this just because the office is in trouble.
Nicole shouted.
Nicole.
My ex-mother-in-law and ex-husband turned pale. Well, I already sensed what they were up to.
Stop it. It's disgraceful. Why don't you realize it's too late to appreciate her now?
My former father-in-law, who had silently witnessed the ugly behavior of his wife and son, spoke quietly.
But, without you, Dad, what will happen to the office? How are we supposed to live?
My ex-husband began to whine.
You're over 40 and pathetic. Figure it out yourself. Judy is already a stranger.
What do you mean she's a stranger? The divorce is invalid anyway. Judy would be in trouble without the office. Who else would hire a woman like you?
The man still can't see reality as it is. My ex-father-in-law seemed to feel the same, letting out a big sigh.
Judy has become independent. Many clients want to rely on her. She's a respectable, fully qualified tax accountant. Unlike you, who still haven't passed half of your exams.
His words left my ex-husband speechless. Whether my ex-father-in-law knew about his own health condition or was just celebrating my new beginning, he told the clients I used to handle about the situation and helped me secure work. Thanks to his support, I was able to start preparing for my own private practice smoothly.
Oh dear, Dennis really is hopeless.
My ex-mother-in-law said, realizing that the situation was turning against her son. She pulled at my sleeve.
Judy, I think we can get along again. Ever since I broke my leg, it's been difficult. I need rehabilitation, and with this leg, it's hard to manage the house. Please come back.
Why don't you ask Nicole for help with your rehabilitation? I replied coldly, and Nicole jumped in before my mother-in-law could respond.
I'm too busy with my own household. I don't have time for that.
My ex-mother-in-law was visibly shocked by Nicole's blunt refusal.
Nicole?
I won't do any caregiving. I hate taking care of old people.
My ex-father-in-law burst out laughing at Nicole's blatant disgust.
Nicole, you've been spoiled by my wife all this time, and you have the nerve to call Judy cold? I don't want to see your face anymore. Leave.
As Nicole's face turned pale, he turned to his wife.
Thanks to your foolishness, we ended up with this useless daughter-in-law while the capable and reliable one left. You might as well kneel and beg this useless one to take care of you.
My ex-mother-in-law was left gaping, unable to respond to the unprecedented harshness from my father-in-law. I, too, was wide-eyed with surprise.
When you realize you have little time left, you find you can say what you really want to say.
My ex-father-in-law chuckled at her words, finding it amusing. I continued to visit my former father-in-law in the hospital. My ex-husband eventually had to close down the office. Due to his age, he was struggling with job hunting. My ex-mother-in-law's leg condition worsened, preventing her from going out, which she loved. She also stopped doing any housework, so my ex-husband had to take over. Since he was incapable of doing much, the house became a mess. He must be having a hard time. Nicole hasn't visited the in-laws since that incident. My ex-brother-in-law seems to have lost all affection for a wife who refuses to care for his mother, and the atmosphere at home has grown cold.
My wife was complaining about her cold daughter-in-law the other day.
He said with an exasperated laugh. Though I couldn't be there for his final moments, I was able to express my gratitude to him. The best way I can honor him now is by preserving the relationships he built with others. I'll do my best.